Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-Pack Screen Protector Plus 3-Pack Camera Lens Protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
World's shark bite capital hides threat more deadly than predators with spring breakers in danger, even in shallow waters. When spring breakers invade the beaches, there's no shortage of things that can go wrong. Too much partying and too much sun often lead to plenty of problems for local authorities and law enforcement. For the thousands heading to Florida's Atlantic coast, however, lifeguards face an entirely different set of challenges every single day, ones that have them constantly on edge. The U.S. Sun witnessed a chaotic scene in Daytona Beach, where police were forced to usher revelers off the sand as a curfew loomed. Just hours later, two 19-year-olds were shot. Both survived, but the incident underscored the dangers that can arise during spring break. 30 minutes south of Daytona, in New Smyrna Beach, Captain Stephen Canfield, a veteran lifeguard with over 30 years of experience, shed light on two terrifying issues his team confronts daily. New Smyrna Beach is infamously known as the shark bite capital of the world, with over 300 recorded bites since the 1880s. In 2023, they reported 8 shark bites, which was half of Florida's total that year. 4 bites were reported in just 1 week, in July 2024. To put this into perspective, Australia recorded 15 in 2023, 4 of which were fatal. The U.S. has a lower fatality rate due to smaller, less aggressive sharks. Down under, however, the deadly great whites appear closer to shore in search of seals. However, with shark monitoring improving, thanks to partnerships with institutions like the University of Florida, there is more data than ever to track habits to keep people even safer in the future. They conduct their studies through us. We now do actual DNA swabs at the patient's allowance, said the captain. Introduced a couple of years ago, the swabs give details about the identity of the sharks, which helps researchers all over the world track certain species. Despite its reputation, Captain Canfield assured that shark bites in New Smyrna Beach are rarely life-threatening. Volusia County is largely home to blacktip sharks and occasionally spinners, who are constantly on the lookout for bait fish. Trouble occurs when a swimmer or surfer's leg is mistaken for food. When a swimmer is bitten, it feels more like a quick punch to the leg, and then it's over. It happens so fast that people don't even realize it until they look down and see the laceration, he said. The worst cases I've seen involve tendon damage, but those are rare. While shark bites make headlines, rip currents are a far greater threat to beachgoers. The area near Ponce Inlet, just 2 miles from New Smyrna, is particularly hazardous. The inlet's dredge, about 40 feet deep, creates a strong water flow that brings in nutrients and attracts fish like mullets and menhadens, as well as sharks. This, in turn, draws fishermen and surfers to the area. It's almost like a vector system, Captain Canfield explained. The water rotates in that corridor, trapping nutrients and bait fish. Fishermen cast their lines for all sorts of species, and surfers flock there because the water reflecting off the jetty adds an extra foot to the surf. But this nutrient-rich area also creates treacherous rip currents. While speaking to the U.S. Sun overlooking the ocean, Captain Canfield pointed out 2 girls playing in the water. Though they were still close to shore, danger was brewing. You can go hip deep and start to get into serious trouble, he warned. The pull starts and a wave will come in. It lifts you up just slightly, and before you know it, you're much farther out than you realize. This year alone, there have been around 60 rescues, and it's only March. Captain Canfield offered crucial advice for anyone caught in a rip current. You just need to get out of the rip current by swimming parallel to the shore. Don't try to swim backward or forward against it, and most importantly, don't panic. The highly experienced lifeguard also recalled some rescue missions, where his trusted colleagues would create a daisy chain in particularly strong and wild currents. We will use all of our energy to go save somebody's life, he said, while also stressing the importance of swimming near a staffed lifeguard tower, because if the waves take hold of someone, having lifeguards nearby can mean the difference between life and death. His warning comes just weeks after an American spring breaker went missing in the Dominican Republic, Amid fears, she was caught in a bad current and drowned. University of Pittsburgh student Sudiksha Konenki was last seen on March 6 after going for a swim with friends after a night out. Surveillance footage captured Konenki and the last person to see her alive, fellow U.S. tourist Joshua Rehb, heading toward the beach at 4:15 a.m. that morning. Rehb was seen leaving the beach alone at around 9 a.m. He claims that the pair were knocked over by a wave after sharing a kiss in the sea. He initially helped Konenki out of the water, but swallowed a lot of seawater and was vomiting. Rehb claims he then passed out on the beach after seeing Konenki still standing in waist-deep water. The student's family initially claimed she could have been a victim of human trafficking, but have now said they believe she died of accidental drowning, according to Loudoun County, VA, law enforcement. Sudiksha's family has expressed their belief that she drowned, said a statement on Tuesday. While a final decision to make such a declaration rests with authorities in the Dominican Republic, we will support the Konenki family in every way possible as we continue to review the evidence and information made available to us in the course of this investigation. New Smyrna Beach remains a popular destination for spring breakers, attracting tourists from all over the country and beyond. There's plenty of responsible fun to be had, providing all the warning are taken on board. Information about the currents are readily available at the beach, either on the lifeguard tower or online. This is the destination you come to when you want to have a spring break, smiled Captain Canfield. Just be careful out there. Sudiksha Konenki, 20, disappeared during a spring break trip to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. Here's a timeline of her last known movements.